Thousands of years ago, the world was a truly incredible place. Magical animals roamed the earth, and the air itself was thick with wonder. But there was a problem. Learning magic was hard. It took years of study and intense focus. So, over time, people took the easy way out. They abandoned magic for technology. Gradually, everyone forgot the magic was even there. But it never truly left our world. It was just waiting. In this world lives a teenage boy named Ian Lightfoot. Now, Ian is an elf, which means he's a magical being by nature, but he has no idea. He's shy, he lacks self-confidence, and he's constantly doubting himself. Today is a big day for him. It's his 16th birthday. As Ian comes out of his room, his mom greets him with all the warmth in the world, wishing him a happy birthday. Ian is wearing an old sweater that belonged to his father, who passed away before Ian was even born. When his mom sees him in it, she smiles softly. Ian beams, saying, "Finally, I fit in it." They start talking about a birthday celebration, but Ian just isn't interested. He's too caught up in his own head. Just then, his older brother, Barley, bursts in. Barley is the total opposite of Ian. He's loud, wild, and obsessed with the old world of magic and quests. When Ian accidentally touches one of Barley's game pieces, Barley playfully grabs him. Ian protests, "Please leave me!" And Barley lets go, only to go over and hug his mom. She playfully wrestles him to the ground, and since Barley loses the fight, his punishment is to take the trash out to the bin. Outside, Barley runs into a police officer who is a centaur, half human, half horse. The officer is there to complain to their mom about Barley's antics. Their mom scolds Barley, telling him he needs to stop living in the past and start focusing on the future. But Barley ignores the lecture and turns to Ian. He tells his little brother, "Based on my calculations, you're an elf. When you grow up, you could be a powerful magician." Ian just sighs. He thinks Barley is talking nonsense and wasting time, so he grabs his bag and heads for school. While waiting at the bus stop, Ian meets an old man. The man looks at Ian's shirt and asks, "Are you Wilden's son?" When Ian says yes, the man's face lights up. He tells Ian what a wonderful person his father was, sharing stories that Ian had never heard. This makes Ian so happy. He spends the school day planning his life, writing down a list of things he wants to do to be just like his father, a good man who helps everyone. Later, Ian tries to take a driving lesson, but the busy traffic terrifies him and he loses control. He feels like a failure again. He wants to invite his classmates to his birthday party, but his shyness gets the better of him. He doesn't invite a single person. When Ian finally gets back home with Barley, their mom has a special surprise. It's a gift their father left for them, meant to be opened only when they were both over 16. They take it to Ian's room and open it to find a magical staff and a letter. The letter explains that there is a way to bring their father back for just 24 hours, but they need a rare phoenix gem to make the spell work. Barley is beyond excited. He wants to see his dad more than anything. They search the packaging and, amazingly, find a gem. They place it on the staff and try to cast the spell, but nothing happens. No magic, no dad. They are heartbroken. Their mom tries to cheer them up, telling them she knows how much they love their father before she and Barley leave the room. Sitting alone and depressed, Ian starts reading the letter again. He whispers the magical spells. Suddenly, the staff sparks. Objects start flying around the room. Barley rushes back in, shouting, "What are you doing?" They watch in shock as their father begins to appear. But Ian can't control the power. The staff vibrates wildly, the gem shatters, and the magic stops abruptly. They look down and realize only the bottom half of their father, just his legs and feet, made it back. Ian is devastated. He thinks he's lost his only chance to ever see his father's face. But Barley won't give up. He reminds Ian that the spell lasts for 24 hours. "We have until tomorrow's sunset to find another phoenix gem," he says. "Then you can finish the spell." Barley knows exactly where to start. A place called the Manticore's Tavern. They leave a note and head out. When their mom finds the note, she's terrified and chases after them. She arrives at the tavern, which is now just a family restaurant, to find the Manticore. The Manticore is a legendary beast, but she's become a stressed-out restaurant manager. When Ian and Barley ask her for help finding the gem, she has a breakdown, realizing she's lost her adventurous spirit. In her excitement and rage, she accidentally sets her own restaurant on fire. The map they need is burned, but the Manticore manages to point them in the right direction. As the building crumbles, Ian and Barley try to escape, but their dad, the legs, is stuck inside. A huge piece of burning wood is about to crush them, but Ian uses magic for the first time on purpose. He freezes the wood in midair, saving his father's legs and allowing them to escape. Their mom arrives just as they leave and finds the Manticore. "Have you seen my boys?" she asks. The Manticore admits she sent them after the gem, but she's panicked. "I forgot to tell them about the curse," she cries. It turns out whoever takes the gem awakens a massive, terrifying dragon. The Manticore tells the mom not to worry, she'll go with her to help. A police officer tries to stop them, but the Manticore manages to escape. Meanwhile, Ian and Barley are on the road, but they run out of gas. Barley tells Ian to use magic to make the small gas. Can they have grow huge? Ian tries, but he messes up the spell. Instead of making the can bigger, he accidentally shrinks Barley. Now Barley is tiny, making the can look huge to him. As they keep moving, the Manticore and the mom are on their own quest. The Manticore explains that the dragon can only be killed by a special sword, a sword she sold years ago to a pawn shop. They head to the shop, where the lady owner demands a fortune for it. Just then, a police officer calls the mom to say, "The boys have been spotted." While the mom is distracted, the Manticore uses her powers to paralyze the shopkeeper, and they steal the sword back. Ian and Barley eventually reach a massive canyon with a bottomless pit. There's a bridge, but the switch to open it is on the far side. Barley tells Ian he has to use magic to walk on the air to create an invisible bridge. To keep him safe, Barley ties a rope around Ian's waist. Ian is terrified and falls at first, but Barley catches him and pumps up his confidence. "You can do this." Ian starts walking on nothingness, and it works. But halfway across, the rope comes untied. Barley realizes it, but doesn't say anything because he doesn't want Ian to panic. He just keeps encouraging him. When Ian finally reaches the other side and looks back, he sees the rope on the ground. He realizes he did it all on his own. He flips the switch, and they continue their journey. But the police are closing in. To get past a roadblock, they use magic to disguise themselves as the Centaur police officer from earlier. The spell only works if they tell the truth. So as they start to tell lies to the other cops, their bodies start transforming back to normal. They barely manage to speed away before their cover is totally blown. Ian is frustrated and tells Barley they've made a mistake, but then they see their dad's legs start dancing. It's such a happy, silly moment that all three of them start dancing together on the side of the road. It reminds them why they are doing this. The mom and the Manticore are still racing to find them. They finally get the sword and head toward the boys' location. Ian and Barley reach a cave and find a series of symbols. They have very little time left before the sun sets. Ian uses magic to enlarge their snacks so they can use a giant Cheeto as a boat to float down an underground river. They face a terrifying gelatinous cube that tries to eat them, and they barely escape through a door as water floods the chamber. They manage to trigger a switch by putting their dad's heavy legs on it, and the door opens. But when they emerge, Ian's heart sinks. They are right back where they started, near Ian's school. Ian is angry. He feels like they wasted their last day. He tells Barley he just wants to spend the remaining minutes with what's left of his dad. He gives the staff to Barley and walks away. But Barley doesn't give up. He looks at a nearby fountain and notices a symbol. He realizes the gem isn't in a far-off mountain, it's hidden right here in the city. He finds the X on a rock, fits a symbol into it, and the Phoenix gem pops out. But as soon as the gem is removed, the curse begins. Stones and metal from around the school start flying through the air, assembling into a massive, terrifying dragon. Meanwhile, Ian is sitting alone, looking at his list of things he wanted to do with his dad. He realizes that even though his dad wasn't there, Barley was. Barley was the one who taught him to drive, Barley was the one who gave him confidence, and Barley was the one who laughed with him. He realizes his brother has been a father to him all along. Ian hears the dragon's roar and runs back to help. His mom and the Manticore arrive at the same time. "Go meet your father!" his mom screams. "I'll handle the dragon!" Ian fits the gem into the staff. The spell starts, and his father's body begins to fully materialize. But the dragon is too strong. Barley tells Ian, "Go, talk to Dad. I'll help Mom." But Ian stops him. He realizes that Barley never got to say goodbye to their dad, while Ian has a whole life ahead of him with a brother who loves him. "No," Ian says. "You go. You're the one who needs this." Ian turns toward the dragon with total confidence. His staff is knocked away, but he doesn't need it anymore. He uses the raw magic inside himself to blast the dragon, turning it back into harmless stones. Because of the falling debris, Ian is trapped behind a wall of rock. He can't get to his father. but through a small crack, he sees a beautiful sight. He sees Barley hugging a tall, blurry figure. He sees his brother finally getting that moment. He waited for his whole life. The sun sets and the magic fades. Barley comes over to Ian and pulls him out of the rubble. Ian asks, "What did he say?" Barley smiles with tears in his eyes. "He said he's proud of us. And he said our small magician should be named Well Done." The two brothers hug tightly, closer than ever. Life goes back to normal, but the world is a little more magical now. People are starting to remember the old ways. The Centaur cop doesn't use his car anymore. He runs on his own 4 legs. The Manticore is back to being a warrior. And Ian. Ian is no longer the shy boy who hides in the back. We see him in front of his whole class, confident and smiling, performing magic for everyone to see.